welcome to college volleyball on ESPN tonight. We welcome you to Bryan College Station, Texas, as Texas A&M takes on the TCU Horned Frogs in round 2 of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. First round, TCU swept Stephen F. Austin yesterday, followed by Texas A&M getting a sweep of their own over Campbell, setting up tonight's match. Taking a look at the bracket, there you see Texas A&M and TCU in round 2. Also in round 2, the bottom part of this side of the bracket, Marquette and Louisville are playing right now, and they're headed to a 5th and final set. So exciting matches already going on in this tournament. Welcome inside Reed Arena courtside. I'm Casey Richardson alongside Chelsea Reber, and you would think TCU and Texas A&M have a long history of playing each other, only being 3 hours apart. They don't. This is only the 4th time in the history of volleyball that these two programs have met. However, they did meet earlier this season.
September 10th, TCU with the huge 5-set thriller over Texas A&M. It was a kind of a bump in the road in Texas A&M season. They're looking for redemption tonight in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament.
Well, TCU played really well yesterday. One of those players we'll be watching today is number 2, Evan Hendricks.
The sophomore has really stepped up into a huge role for the Horned Frogs on the season. She had 19 kills yesterday, hitting .308. She is a huge catalyst to this offense. Can TCU get points from other players on the court? That will be key. Logan Lednicki for Texas A&M. She has been a story all season long. The All-American has been incredible. 18 kills last night. Casey, get this. She hit .654. She only had 1 attack error. She was incredibly efficient. Logan Lednicki, Evan Hendricks, both putting up huge numbers for their teams. This is going to be a fun battle of the pin hitters tonight.
It will be indeed as we get set to get started here. One note on Logan Lednicki, 18 straight matches with double-digit kills. Can she make it 19 tonight? The Aggies would sure like her to. Maddie Walk gets it started. Kendall Stowers sends it over for the Aggies. Here's Evan Hendricks. Ava Underwood is there for Texas A&M. Stowers again with the swing off the block. Point, Texas A&M.
That's a great start for the sophomore outside for Texas A&M. Stowers only had 5 kills last night against Campbell. A little quiet for the Aggies. Can she get things going tonight?
Tip over, successful though by TCU. It's like Lauren Murphy gets the credit for that one. Stowers down the line. I think everybody expected that one to go to Lednicki, and she sent it straight to Kendall Stowers. Jamie Morrison, in his 3rd season at the helm of the A&M program and his 3rd NCAA tournament appearance, came in and immediately made a huge difference here in Aggie Land. He's a local celebrity around here. When he came in, everybody cheered in the arena. There's an ace for the Aggies, Kendall Stowers. Kendall is, coming out with a bang here. 3 straight points for her.
Yeah, it's been a great start for Kendall Stowers, and that's so important. Texas A&M is definitely going to need her to bring her A game tonight.
Lednicki, tight ball, not much she could do with that. TC was all over it. That was just a bad set. Jason Williams in his 4th season at TCU, and also the 4th time TCU has made it to the NCAA tournament.
Both of these coaches have done a phenomenal job in their short tenure at both of these universities. It's going to be a fun matchup, coach to coach tonight as well.
TCU has never advanced out of the 2nd round, so they're looking against the regional semifinals for the first time ever.
Yeah, they know what it feels like to get to the tournament. They're excited to be here, but they really, really want to get to that 3rd round. Texas A&M, they were there last year. They made an awesome run, and the Aggies looking to take care of business here at home.
Benacasso Paula with the serves. She's got some aces on the year. In fact, add 1 more to that list. There's an ace to number 1.
35th ace of the season, Casey, and this is a player who didn't even really serve her first 3 years of her career at Texas A&M, something she's been working on, and it has made her the complete package.
Also playing some defense. Logan Lednicki off the block. Lednicki with a dig. Emily Helmuth with a swing into the block. Point TCU.
TCU is going to have to slow down these Texas A&M hitters. Their offense is so balanced. Sarah Sylvester right there in the middle has been an excellent blocker the entire season, and they are definitely going to need her to find a way to read those sets and try to put a stop to that big Texas A&M offense.
Quick to Morgan Perkins down the line. The quicker the offense, the better for Texas A&M.
Morgan Perkins typically flies under the radar, doesn't get a lot of notice, although she should because of hits like that. She does such a nice job of being quick and ready for Maddie Walk sets in the middle.
And Walk will set her middles wherever she is on the court, in front of the 10-foot line, behind it, whatever.
A lot of times if a setter is way off the net, you immediately think she's gonna go to a pin. Maddie Walk has incredible skill at putting the ball where she wants it, no matter where she's taking off from. She will push her middles from anywhere.
Logan Lednicki from the back row, too much to handle for that TCU defense. Sarah Sylvester got a hand on it, but couldn't do much after that.
Well, it's important. Anytime a middle is in to serve, they're going to have to play defense. And as a hitter, you know exactly where they are on the court. That's who you want to go to. The least experienced defender is typically going to be that middle in the back row.
Overpass by Becca Kelly. Stowers sent it back over. But TCU was ready. TCU, Becca Kelly now with a swing. Right past Xavier Underwood, point TCU.
This is a really nice dig by Evan Hendricks. A bit of a mistake by Maddie Walk. I like the idea, but she had to put too much air under the ball. Evan Hendricks gets to it easily, setting up the Becca Kelly kill.
Becca Kelly, 10 kills in that match against SFA yesterday. Fody. TCU does run a 6-2 most of the time. Fody into set and serve as well. Net violation by Texas A&M there. Kendall Stowers grabbed the net.
Yeah, tight set for Kendall Stowers, and on the follow through, just couldn't keep her hand out of the net. Your TCU, you got to take advantage of any kind of mistake, any kind of free point that the Aggies are going to give you.
Ava Underwood sends us over. Becca Kelly again off the block. Comes down on A&M's side. Underwood is there. And it lands just out. So A&M kind of on their heels a little bit right now. TCU taking advantage.
TCU's doing a really, really nice job of taking care of the free balls, the tips, easy balls that are coming over. They're taking advantage and getting good, hard swings. They are definitely playing on the attack right now.
Logan Lednicki gets out of the way, literally out of the way, to let that ball go out.
That's a miss, but I like that serve by Ella Fody. She was going right in that back corner, kind of at Logan Lednicki, and like you said, barely got out of the way, but a nice watch there, and a service error for the Horned Frogs gives Texas A&M the point.
Tatum Thomas, the other libero for A&M, comes in to serve, play defense. Nice placement on that ball by Lauren Murphy.
So TCU's pin hitters will hit from the outside and the right side. In this particular rotation, they have Lauren Murphy on the outside. In that first match against Texas A&M on the season, Murphy had 13 kills against the Aggies. She had 4 yesterday against SFA. She's not typically a huge kill producer. They really like her as a blocker.
Kendall Stowers just misses that one, trying to hit that cut shot. A little out of rhythm a little bit, I would say right now.
Stowers started really hot that time, going for the cross-court shot. Beautiful placement. You just got to keep that ball in.
Again, Kendall Stowers, another hitting error. She just is trying to put the ball down the line or on the corners and missing those right now.
Yeah, and that was a tough set. And Stowers tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to be really perfect right down the line. Stowers hits with so much power. I'd like to see her just go hard into the middle of the court.
Short serve. Underwood is there. Walk sends it over. Here's Evan Hendricks. Tight ball. She goes down the line and finds it. Point Horned Frogs, and their lead grows to 3.
Well, TCU is playing really good volleyball right now. Good up by Kelly. Just a little bump set by the libero Volpe, and then check out that placement by Evan Hendricks. She gets so high, that ball looks like it's going out. It goes over the block and lands in the back corner.
That one sails long. Gives the point back to Texas A&M.
And if you're the Aggies, you also have to take advantage of all of the free points, the mistakes that TCU makes. That service error right there by Becca Kelly. What can you do with that? Can you go on a little bit of a run right here with Maddie Walk at the service line?
TCU running a quick offense of their own. Alexis Robertson getting her first kill.
And I love seeing this balanced offense from TCU. We haven't seen Evan Hendricks a whole lot. She's only got 1 kill. You've got other players getting involved offensively, and they're gonna have to have that.
Casopala is blocked right at the net. And that's a big block for Sarah Sylvester.
Sarah Sylvester is elite at blocking balls. That is what Coach Williams told us. And you can see right there, she sees exactly where Casopala wants to go. Cross her body, Sylvester stuffs it.
See if A&M makes an adjustment. Casopala blocked again. This time Lednicki goes off the block, and Stowers puts it down off an overpass. TCU putting up a lot of defense and keeping A&M out of the system right now.
Yeah, they're doing a great job at the net. Texas A&M, a very potent offense, but TCU is doing a nice job of slowing things down.
Lednicki misses that one. Little short set, or the set was a little farther off the net than she would like, I think.
It was a little bit inside, but if you're Logan Lednicki, you gotta go and get that ball, get it over the net, reach high. Again, she's talking to Ava Underwood, hey, get me outside just a little bit more, but very uncharacteristic hitting errors right now by Texas A&M.
Another block by TCU. Walk will go out to Emily Helmuth. Catches the nets for the kill.
We talked about Logan Lednicki and her efficiency last night. Emily Helmuth, 10 kills on 15 swings, no errors. The outside hit 667. You just don't hear that kind of hitting efficiency, especially from an outside when they're getting all of those out-of-system junk balls.
There's another ace from Rafina Casopala. She's got 2 of those tonight already.
And although the Aggies aren't playing very clean right now offensively, they're doing a great job of keeping themselves in this set.
Net slowed that one down so Hendricks could play it, and then Hendricks gets blocked, but it's out. Point TCU. All right, first time out. TCU in the driver's seat right now. We'll see if the Aggies can come back when we come back to Reed Arena right after this. We referenced this first meeting between these two teams who were at the time ranked 8th and 15th back in September. TCU won in 5 sets. It was really close sets. But to me, the thing that stands out is Samira Coleman for TCU had 19 kills. We didn't see her at all yesterday or tonight so far.
No, Coleman has not played in the NCAA tournament. Emily Helmuth had an excellent game yesterday against Campbell. She is playing in tonight's match. She had 20 kills against TCU. So 2 very different looking teams, I think, than what we saw on September 10th. But there's a look at Samara Coleman, who, as we mentioned, had 19 kills in this match back in September, but hasn't seen the court yet in Aggieland this weekend.
Evan Hendricks will serve it up, misses that one in the net. So A&M back within 2 now. And right now, when you look at the way A&M played against Campbell last night versus tonight, there's a big difference. Of course, TCU is a little bit higher caliber team, but still A&M has made a lot of errors tonight.
Yeah, the fact that they only had 4 errors last night against the Camels, and they already have 7 in this match. And like you said, yes, TCU is a better opponent, but I think it more has to do with Texas A&M and what they're doing on their side of the court. We're just not seeing clean swings. And again, they're doing a great job considering of staying in this set.
So we may see our first challenge here. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to see it. So line judge made the call. That serve was out. Jamie Morrison didn't really hesitate much before he walked over and picked up that green card because the players were also saying it.
He used it quite a bit yesterday, as did Greg Gorel for Campbell in that match.
Texas A&M is challenging the ball was in.
I believe we had 7 challenges.
We had a lot, and most of them were in-out calls,
yes,
which is what we're seeing right now. Balls being called out, being challenged when they were in fact in. This one is obviously very close, the serve from Megan Fitch. And it's hard to tell right here because we can't see that back half of the ball. This will be a little better of a look. If any part of the ball hits the white line, it's in.
And the officials have a higher resolution.
After review, the call is confirmed.
Okay. So yeah, no part of the ball hit the white line, but it was really close.
Texas A&M will lose one of their remaining challenges.
So A&M loses that challenge. The first one that Jamie Morrison has lost.
And that's tough because now he only has 1 left. That's a great look right there. You can see that ball just on the outside part of the line. So a tough challenge lost right there for Texas A&M because now in what looks like it's going to be a very tight match, you only have 1 challenge remaining.
Helmet off the block. Evan Hendricks with a nice dig. Becca Kelly gets the swing. Maddie Walk back to Helmet, tips it over. Tight ball. Underwood almost gets the pancake, but can't quite come up with it. Nice job on the tip from TCU and Mackenzie Berg.
Mackenzie Berg with only 1 kill in yesterday's match against SFA. The freshman doing a nice job of coming in and getting that soft touch on the tip, finding her point right there for the Horned Frogs. Again, you're gonna see different lineups across the net for TCU all night long. They switch hitters in and out a lot from the right side to the outside. Makes it tough for the opposing defense.
Logan Leckett, Nikki out of the back row. Didn't really get all of that ball. There's a block. Gonna have a net violation there on Becca Kelly, I think.
Yes. On this swing, it's just such a tight ball. Watch her hand right at the top of the tape. Great call right there by the officials.
Free ball coming now for Texas A&M. Walk. Stowers. Point, Texas A&M.
When we take a look at this replay, watch Morgan Perkins. She's gonna hold Robertson in the middle, leaving a huge split for Kendall Stowers, who executes that cross-court shot beautifully.
Tough serve down the line. Back row now from Evan Hendricks. Hits that one, too much air underneath it, and we're tied at 17.
And now it's TCU's turn to start struggling a little bit with the swings. We saw the net violation. We saw the hit out. These unforced errors have now gotten Texas A&M back to a tie ball game.
A&M benefiting from some poor serve receive passing on TCU's side. Another one there tight to the net. Helmet out of the back row. We're going to get a touch on that one. No, we're not. Point TCU.
A little surprised at that decision by Maddie Walk. She's got such a great middle in the front row in Morgan Perkins, and I don't mind the back row attack typically when it's coming from Logan Lednicki, Emily Helmuth. We just don't see that shot a lot, which is maybe why she's trying to test it out, see if it's successful, but a miss hit by Helmuth there gives TCU the lead back.
Serve error, serve receive error gives TCU an ace.
It's interesting, I was watching Fody back there and she started her service approach before the whistle blew, had to step back and kind of reset. I was actually anticipating an error or not a great serve. She ends up with the ace. Great job of refocusing mentally.
We mentioned TCU swept SFA yesterday. The first set was pretty decisive, 25-8 TCU. But SFA pushed the Horned Frogs in sets 2 and 3, really.
They did. They did a great job of coming back, getting back into that game. But, you know, if you're TCU, you were down 24-22 in the second set. You were able to fight off those set points, ended up taking set 2 26-24. And I think TCU probably appreciated that test early on because now they're a little bit more prepared for that fight against Texas A&M.
And A&M, a little bit different. Campbell came out and immediately pushed A&M in the first set.
It was very close. Campbell with some great defense and some great swings, but Texas A&M just eventually never was playing bad, but just pushed that intensity, got that intensity a little bit higher, played Aggie volleyball, and just overpowered the Camels in that sweep. And again, just no errors by Texas A&M. We mentioned it just a minute ago. Last night, only 4 errors by the Aggies against Campbell. Tonight, they already have 8 against TCU. So maybe just pressing a little bit too much, trying to do a little bit too much at the net. Obviously, they have bigger blockers in front of them with TCU. And now they find themselves down by 2 here late in set number 1. Horned Frogs doing a nice job. Can they keep pushing right here into the red zone?
TCU has both of their timeouts left, A&M with 1. Applegate with the pass. Stowers will have to tip it over. Back row now from Evan Hendricks, and she's blocked by Morgan Perkins. Gets her own dig. Quick out to Kendall Stowers off the block for the kill for the Aggies.
And that's a great swing by Stowers, going high off the hands. This is a huge block with Murphy and Robertson, and Stowers just goes up off the fingers. Beautiful deflection right there by the sophomore. She already has the same amount of kills as she had yesterday in the whole match.
That one's in for Lauren Murphy, and they've had success with that particular rotation, letting Murphy swing on the outside.
Yes, they have, hitting from the left side. Typically, we see Murphy on the right side. Coach Williams said we might get 1 or 2 kills from her a set, which is great. She really is in there defensively. She's already got 4 kills in set 1.
Stowers blocked right back. Point TCU, and the Horned Frogs block has been the story of this first set. They are keeping A&M, they're keeping them from doing what they want to do.
And that's what's impressive about TCU. Lauren Murphy just had a kill on the outside and then moved over and got a block on the right side. You're going to see different faces in front of you at the net throughout the whole set.
Pasopala. A&M is saying there was definitely a touch. Logan Lednicki and everybody. So Jamie Morrison, he's going to risk it. And this is a risk because he only has 1 challenge left unless they go to 5 sets. So he's risking his final challenge right here, but he's listening to his players.
He also knows how important every set is, every point is. He does not want to lose this first set to TCU.
Texas A&M is challenging with a block touch.
And Jamie Morrison was asked in yesterday's post-match press conference about calling challenges because he did call so many yesterday. He knows the kind of looks that they have here at Reed Arena, and so he's hoping that what the officials are able to look at and see will be the right call. And so they're looking for a touch right here off the hands of the block. Evan Hendricks and Alexis Robertson up.
After review, the call will be reversed.
And it does look like Robertson got a finger.
Texas A&M will retain one of their challenges.
So this is he made a quick decision on that. Didn't take long to see that finger move.
That is a huge, huge turn right there for Texas A&M.
Oh yeah, right there, you see
Athena
it.
Casapala gets the kill. More importantly, it's now a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, 21-19 now as A&M gets that point back, takes one away from TCU. Maddie Walk with some defense. Applegate will run this down. Free ball coming now for TCU. Gonna have that one go in for Evan Hendricks.
Evan Hendricks, I said it yesterday, she's got bunnies. She gets so high. What a beautiful shot. That is such a difficult kill to defend, up and over the block, but still inside the court.
Logan Lednicki blocked, but it's out. Evan Hendricks got two hands on that one. 22-20 TCU.
Nice answer for Logan Lednicki. Right back into that TCU block, but tools it out of bounds.
Now Maddie Walk with the rotation gets three hitters back on the front row for Texas A&M. Although with Logan Lednicki, she hits from all over, and that's a service area you can't afford at this time.
Yeah, that's a tough miss right there by Stowers. We talk about good misses and bad misses. That one's bad, right in the net, especially at this point during the set. Free point for TCU.
Lauren Murphy back to serve now. Underwood with a perfect pass, sets up Maddie Walk to set up Logan Lednicki, who uses high off the hand.
Serve receive has been so crucial for Texas A&M all season long. Their littles have done a fantastic job of allowing Maddie Walk to run her offense. Another great pass on a tough serve by Ava Underwood.
Fennecaso-Paula, 2 aces tonight already. Not an ace, but an overpass there. Walk goes back to Lednicki, who tips it. Clark runs it down. Walk back to Lednicki. And a kill for Logan Lednicki, her fourth of the match. We may see TCU's first time out at some point here if they let another point go by.
Nice job by Lednicki getting the free ball off the block. Maddie Walk knows who her hot hitter is. She is gonna keep feeding her as much as she can, especially late in this set. She knows who she wants to go to, and Lednicki cannot be stopped.
Jason Williams said, yeah, let's call a timeout now. So yeah, Logan Lednicki not hitting great. She's already got 4 kills, but she's had 2 errors on 11 attacks, so her percentage is not high, but she's getting them some points now late in this set when they need it.
Yeah, and Texas A&M has done a nice job of staying in this set, considering they have not played quite the level of volleyball that they would have wanted to. TCU doing a nice job of just kind of keeping the Aggies on their heels so far tonight, but it is still a very close ball game.
We have an update to the bracket. Louisville has defeated Marquette in 5 and now advances to the regional semifinals. So the Cardinals await the winner of this match between Texas A&M and TCU.
But Marquette, what a story. Yeah. Knocking off the 7 seed Western Kentucky with a sweep and then taking the 2 seed Louisville all the way to 5 sets. They've got to be proud of that run. And we've already seen so many upsets in the tournament. Almost another one right there, but Louisville survives.
What's at stake for Texas A&M and TCU? Yes, advancing. TCU has not made it past the second round ever. In the 4 times they've been, they've never made it. A&M wants to get there for the 2nd straight year. So this is, there's a lot at stake here. And just to keep playing volleyball, that's, that's always the thing. It's just another, you get to play more.
Absolutely, and again, both of these coaches have done such a fantastic job turning these programs around, getting them to where they want to be, but this is part of it, is you're moving forward, you're winning postseason games.
Coming out of the timeout, Caso-Paula with the serve, takes a little off that one, didn't want to miss after a timeout. Hendricks with a tip. Kendall Stowers playing some defense. And then Emily Helmuth forces TCU into a free ball situation. Walk quick to Perkins, finds the court. Morgan Perkins loves that cross-court shot, and she went across her body right there.
If you can watch Jamie Morrison, watch the emotion from the head coach. Morgan Perkins, beautiful run. They got the free ball. They executed exactly what they wanted to.
Caso-Paula with the serve. Here's Hendricks, blocked but out off Logan Lednicki. So that's going to take us to set point now for TCU.
We talk about Maddie Walk going to Logan Lednicki with the hot hand when they need a point. Evan Hendricks for TCU is who they're going to go to. She's going to go back to serve now, but Evan Hendricks has been clutch for TCU.
And the crowd is really into it now. Stowers a little trouble. Free ball coming now for TCU. They'll go back row. That's not going to get over, and TCU is going to take the first set, 25-23.
Well, Casey, we knew it was going to be a battle. That's exactly what we've got on our hands. TCU with a big win in set number 1. Back and forth the whole time, but the Horned Frogs coming away with it, staying strong at the net.
We'll see if Texas A&M can make a comeback or TCU goes up 2 when we have set 2 right after this. TCU trying to get into the 3rd round for the first time since they've been playing in the NCAA tournament the last 4 seasons. And they haven't been able to. They've gotten to the 2nd round in 22 and again in 23. And then they lost to Arkansas in 23 in the 2nd round. And then last year, swept TCU in the 1st round, but then ran into an Oregon team that went on a run 3-1 in that round. And so that's kind of what they're looking at. And when you look at the 2nd round struggles under Jason Williams, you can see there how TCU has done versus their opponents, and they lag in every category.
They do in this graphic, absolutely. You can see the struggles right now, though, against Texas A&M. The Horned Frogs are looking good. They're out hitting Texas A&M 276-79. They played a really good first set. However, I will say they just won by 2. The Aggies did a nice job of hanging into that set, even though they weren't playing their best volleyball. So I'm excited to see what set 2 has in store.
There's a block from TCU. Stowers will get another swing at it. Goes cross court that time and finds the shot.
I love Stowers getting 2 chances on this. She gets blocked and then takes the set all the way back from Ava Underwood. Check out that cross shot.
That is so hard to do, to get your body to do what you want it to do, to hit right there. Fody back to Murphy, who's blocked and can't dig it up. Paula gets that one. Her first block, believe it or not, of this match.
The first block for Texas A&M, period, of this match. Athena Casapala has had 6 or more blocks in back-to-back games, and they had none in the first set. That's obviously going to be something that they're going to want to do their best to improve on as this match progresses.
Ava Underwood sets up Lednicki on the right side. TCU digs it up. Back to Murphy with the tip, and nobody wanted to get that ball for Texas A&M. Frozen in their shoes.
I've been keeping my eye on Jalen Clark for TCU, the DS. She has done a really nice job in the back row. She managed to pick up that dig, which led to the Lauren Murphy kill.
Casapala gets the kill. That's her first kill of the match as well. Well, her second kill, I should say.
This time she's able to get around Sarah Sylvester, who had done a nice job in previous swings of kind of closing off that swing.
Kendall Stowers misses her serve. Make it 3-2 A&M. Lauren Murphy goes to Stowers. Helmuth off the block. Nice job by Emily Helmuth to get the point back for the Aggies.
Again, Helmuth, a career match last night. 10 kills, hitting 667. Set a program record for best hitting percentage in a postseason game for Texas A&M in a 3-set match. Her and Logan Lednicki both broke that mark of 650.
Casapala going right at Alice Volpe, the libero for the Horned Frogs. Morgan Perkins, nice defense from TCU.
Great up.
So the Aggies will go again. Morgan Perkins again, another great up. Rosemary Archer in at setter. That one's gonna fall down to the ground. A&M had TCU running all over the court that time.
Absolutely incredible defense. The up by Volpe, and then Hendricks keeping it alive. And then finally the block from Texas A&M.
That's the blocking we've been used to seeing from the Aggies this season that they haven't been able to produce so far tonight, in the first set anyway. Morgan Perkins is on a roll right now. Another kill for her, 3 in this match.
Well, anytime we ask Coach Morrison, who are we not talking about enough? He always says Morgan Perkins. You hear about Logan Lednicki, you hear about Afina Kasapala, but Morgan Perkins is one of the most efficient middle hitters in the country. Her and Afina Kasapala, just an incredible duo in the middle for the Aggies.
Walk punches that one up. Kasapala with a set for Emily Helmuth. Look at Kasapala, what can she do?
I told you, Casey, she is the complete package. She hits, she blocks, she serves, she sets.
Watch her reaction after this. She's like, what? I did that.
Emily Helmuth, what a swing. Texas A&M, they are coming out strong here in set number 2.
TCU calls the timeout. We'll take it with them. 4-0 scoring run now for the Aggies. Can the Horned Frogs mount a comeback? We'll find out. Back, and this is kind of a tale of 2 sets so far. TCU leads by winning the first set 25-23, and they've pretty much outplayed A&M. But A&M has come out on fire here in set number 2. They're already out hitting TCU 556 to -143.
Yeah, we're seeing a much different Texas A&M team in the first 7 points here of set 2 than we saw in set 1.
Hard
TCU now's
serve.
got to figure out the adjustments they need to make. And there's one right there with Evan Hendricks on the kill.
Absolutely. Evan Hendricks has been a little quiet. I mean, that is her 5th kill, but they haven't had to set her every time. They've been very balanced.
Exactly. In set 1, they didn't have to rely on her as much. They were getting kill production from other players, which is great. That's going to be a huge, huge key for TCU's success tonight. But obviously, you're still going to want to go to Hendricks as much as possible because she is your kill producer.
Speaking of kill producers, that's Morgan Perkins for the Aggies tonight. 4th kill.
You know, we talk about being quiet. Perkins had 2 kills in yesterday's match, and you know, everybody else around her was just kind of going off, and Morgan is happy to do what she needs to help her team, and right now, that is getting the sets and executing.
Missed time there between the setter, Rosemary Archer, and Sarah Sylvester.
And TCU just a little rattled right now. Sylvester going on the quick behind, but that set just a little bit too high from Archer.
Kelly has to tip it over. Lednicki's there. Here's Helmuth. Finds that cross-court shot. TCU has no answer for A&M right now.
Helmuth now has 2 kills off of both of her middles. Check out this bump set for Morgan Perkins. Beautiful, and Helmuth loves that cross-court shot. She's got such incredible angle and the ability to turn her hand.
Back row now from Hendricks. She pushes it over. Helmuth again, blocked this time, and Ava Underwood is there but can't come up with the dig.
This was a much faster set. The tempo was really quick, and Helmuth, she tries to kind of turn it down the line and ends up going just right in to Berg and Sylvester. Beautiful block from TCU. They're gonna need more of those to try to slow down this offense that's really hot right now for A&M.
Nice pancake there to keep this point going. Berg off the block though, and a couple of quick points for TCU.
Yeah, it was a nice save by Texas A&M, but Mackenzie Berg coming up with a strong swing on the right side. Again, the Horned Frogs looking for point production in other places besides Evan Hendricks, and they're getting that tonight. We're seeing a much more balanced offense.
There's off the block, Logan Lednicki, another kill for her, and point Texas A&M up by 6 now.
Logan Lednicki, a 6th rotation player, so that means she plays all the way around, and they will use her often, even when she's in the back row, on set plays and on out-of-system balls, but especially those set plays. They set it up in front of the 10-foot line, so she really gets to fly into it.
Missed serve by Emily Helmuth, floats out, point TCU. Elafoti comes back in, and Lauren Murphy comes back in. Murphy was key in that first set for the Horned Frogs to getting some blocks and some kills. There's a block. That was from Robertson. Quick dig by Fody. Bump set to Kelly. Right in front of Applegate for the kill, and TCU has found their offense.
Becca Kelly, 10 kills in yesterday's match. Fody first with a nice defense. Volpe gets it up and lets Kelly just rip it right through that seam.
Stowers right through the defense. She had so much time to find where she wanted to put that ball because she hangs in the air for so long.
Also, check out Morgan Perkins. Again, she's gonna hold Robertson in the middle just enough that Stowers is able to go up and rip it through the seam. But like her counterpart on the other side, Evan Hendricks, she's got some hops.
Becca Kelly off the block.
Kelly hitting from the right side on that last play, doing a nice job of finding a little bit of opening, I should say, in that A&M block.
And that was a rotation for A&M where they don't have a setter on the court in that particular service rotation, but now Maddie walks back out there, goes up strong at the net. Kendall Stowers and Ava Underwood kind of collide there on that one.
Yeah, Stowers is struggling a little bit blocking at the net right now. The right sides for TCU have found a way to go off her hands, use her on the outside. She's really being tested on the block.
She is. Close the gap to 3 now. Stowers, though, has found offense tonight. 8 kills now for her.
Yeah, and that's the great part about volleyball is there's so many different parts of the game. You can't let one part of your game affect the others. And so even though she's struggling a little bit on the block, she's doing an excellent job offensively. She's still earning points for her team, still staying positive.
Quick in the middle to Robertson, and then she just touches it back over the net for TCU.
A&M wanting the net violation called, but did not get it. And that's just a nice heads-up play by Robertson. You go up, you get blocked, but comes right back to you, and you put it down.
Short serve now, Ava Underwood there. A block. Kendall Stowers catches that with her foot, then gets the swing. Nice defense, by TCU. And nobody's going to get up off the ground in time to get that one over for Texas A&M.
So first, the kick save by Stowers. We saw an amazing one yesterday by SFA against TCU, but then great defense by Jalen Clark on TCU side, which leads to the point for the Horned Frogs.
That one sails out. Are we going to see another challenge from Jamie Morrison? He's thinking about it. No, he's not going to use it.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Logan Lednicki thought she got a touch, and you saw Coach Morrison look at her and say, hey, I've only got one, meaning he only has one challenge remaining. And those block touches, he knows, can be the hardest ones to see on replay.
TCU serving very strategically, forcing those middles to pass, but A&M is taking advantage of it and just going to the pin.
Yeah, the middles do a fantastic job of passing if need be. That short serve, though, I mean, TCU has worked their way back into this set with that serve. We'll see if they keep that up.
Emily Helmuth now back in the front rows. Kendall Stowers goes back to serve. Quick to Sylvester. Maddie Walk with a nice up. Down the line. Logan Lednicki takes A&M to the 15 points.
There is not a lot of room on this ball. Check out that line shot. Evan Hendricks tries to take away the cross, leaves the line wide open, and the Lednicki just absolutely rips it.
It's like threading a needle.
Yeah.
Kendall Stowers misses her serve. A&M, 6 service errors now in this match.
And 3 of those are from Stowers, so definitely something she's thinking about when she gets back to the line.
Lednicki off the block. Point, Texas A&M.
Lednicki is such a strong swing, and TCU's block is there. They're just off the net. Evan Hendricks, incredible job getting out, swinging that block up. But Sarah Sylvester was just a little late, which made her off the net. And so that ball goes off the hand, stays on TCU's side. They've got to press over.
Pasopala, nice pass by Volpe. TCU tips it. Walk is there. Pasopala will set up Lednicki off the block. Here's Helmuth. Mishits that one, sails long. What a shame, because there were some great saves by A&M in that point.
Yeah, both teams, man, are just absolutely playing their hearts out right now. They know exactly what is on the line. Coach Morrison, every once in a while, getting a glimpse of him on the sideline, and he's moving just as much as the girls are on the court.
That one sells out for TCU, so point Texas A&M.
I would love to talk to Evan Hendricks about her serve. You know, it's interesting, you watch her, she keeps her eyes closed, and she's kind of envisioning, I'm imagining, she's envisioning exactly where she wants to put that ball, and as she steps forward, of course, she opens her eyes, but just missed on that last one.
Megan Fitch in to serve and play defense now for Texas A&M. She's highly regarded in those two areas. Does a good job playing back row.
Just a beautiful decision right there by Becca Kelly, mixing in the tip. And that's the thing is, both of these offenses are high-powered. They can absolutely rip the ball. So it's at this point in the match where you start looking for different openings, because now you kind of know what they're expecting or what they're expecting of you.
A&M unable, again, TCU is just tipping the ball short right over the net.
Well, that was a block. I mean, Emily Helmuth
sent it right back over.
Yeah, Emily Helmuth tried to tip it. She tried to change up her shot, but TCU did a nice job of staying up there and staying strong.
So TCU back within one now. Short serve again to Morgan Perkins. Walk goes to Helmuth, who goes off the block and off Becca Kelly. Ricochet to get the kill.
Texas A&M knows exactly what TCU is doing. They're serving short. Perkins does a nice job of passing the ball up. Both A&M middles very capable of passing those short serves. And then it leads to the cross-court shot by Helmuth, who was able to kind of redeem after that last bad hit.
TCU finding success again. Short hitting or tipping or roll shotting, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of the court.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of finding the hole in Texas A&M's defense right now. The Aggies are going to have to start trying to read those hands, see when that tip or that roll shot is coming, and make your move.
A&M clinging to a 1-point lead right now. They're down 1-0. TCU won the first set, 25-23. Quick shot by Kendall Stowers.
And when Texas A&M is in system, they are almost unstoppable. And this was a perfect example of that. Beautiful pass, sets up the very, very quick tempo. And then Robertson once again gets held by Morgan Perkins, doing her job as a middle, giving her outside that one-on-one.
Fody, another tip by Lauren Murphy. Now Stowers will get another swing and gets underneath it, and she has struggled a little bit in every area, but her hitting has been the positive thing most of the time, but that time she just got underneath it.
So Lednicki did a great job of reading that tip, but it still took A&M just kind of out of sorts, and they were a little bit wonky. If Kasapala had to set that ball, TCU is doing a great job of mixing up the shots and getting A&M uncomfortable.
Too high a ball to swing yet, so Stowers free balls it over. Evan Hendricks, nice dig by A&M, Applegate. Stowers off the net, but finds that back corner.
And this is such a tough ball. Great dig by Applegate on the swing by Hendricks. Stowers is off the net. She actually jumps and lands backwards, but she is still able to control that ball and keep it in. The true freshman right there, Addie Applegate, with a big dig.
TCU called their first timeout as they get that point earlier when A&M was hitting 556. Since that timeout, A&M is down to 355, but TCU has climbed to 269.
Lauren Murphy is playing a heck of a game right now. She's got 7 kills already on the day, and you know, she played well against Texas A&M back during that September match.
Stowers takes advantage of I call it a lollipop serve, just one that they just pop over the net. A&M handled it perfectly.
Well, TCU is happy with what they're doing at the service line. They're really trying to mix up their shots, but that time A&M just executed it perfectly.
Murphy over approached a little bit. A&M struggling, but Helmuth will get a one swing at it. A&M now goes up by 3. TCU does have a timeout left, and they're going to use it right now.
And the Aggies are doing a great job. Logan Lednicki laying out, and then watch Emily Helmuth swinging right at the off block. Evan Hendricks is just being absolutely targeted on that cross-court shot, and she is struggling right now to play defense. A&M ripping the ball, and they are feeling a little bit better about this lead here in the second set.
Logan Lednicki leads the team with 8 digs right now. Like, that dig was just another example of what she's been able to do. Here's A&M's offense, Chelsea, and it's not been perfect, but they've made shots when they needed to.
I mean, they are hitting 394 in this set, 225 in the match. TCU has done a great job of slowing them down at times, but the Aggies, when they are finding their open shots, they are taking advantage, and you're seeing it from all over. We talk about balance. Coach Jamie Morrison has told us that other than Nebraska, he thinks he has the most balanced offense in the country. And you can see it in the numbers right now. Kendall Stowers leading that with 12 kills, but so many other players getting involved. And what's great about that, Casey, if your stud is having an off night, you have 3 or 4 other hitters who can pick her up. When you have one person you rely on too much and she's having an off night, all of a sudden things are looking dire.
Well, TCU has really focused their block against Ifena Kasopala. She's only got 2 kills in this match, but she's been blocked like, I think 3 times so far. And that's been a huge difference in my mind in A&M's offensive production.
Yeah, and I think when Ifena's been up in the front row, Texas A&M's pass has also struggled a little bit, so she's not getting open looks like she's used to. Again, credit to TCU. They've done a nice job of trying to slow down this very, very powerful offense in Texas A&M, and they're doing a good job. They've got 7 blocks in the match. That's a great number for the Horned Frogs, but right now, the Aggies with the lead.
Kendall Stowers looks to keep it going after that timeout by TCU. Hendricks right at Ava Underwood. Point TCU after the timeout.
Well, we talk about that go-to. That is Evan Hendricks, and I love when she mixes it up. You see Ifena Kasopala, she kind of broke to the right and then realized they were going to Hendricks in the middle and tried to get back over, but it was just too late.
Lauren Murphy with the serve. Kendall Stowers and Ava Underwood kind of run into each other. Emily Helmuth takes a really high ball and sends it over. Hendricks off the block. Volpe's gonna run this down. Free ball coming now for the Aggies.
Incredible save.
Helmuth with the tip right over the block. Pulling a play out of TCU's playbook there in this match to catch Lauren Murphy on her heels.
Well, Alice Volpe does an amazing job of keeping this ball alive, but then Emily Helmuth giving TCU a little bit of a taste of their own medicine with the soft touch right over the block. Very, very smart play right there by Helmuth.
Ifena Kasopala, she's got some aces tonight. Going at Volpe, great pass, pushes it out to Hendricks. There's Stowers. Helmuth with a low set, pushes it over. Off the block. The one you want to step up in moments like this is Logan Lednicki, and she just did it for the Aggies, taking them to set point.
Set point, the thumbs are up. Massive crowd at Reed Arena tonight looking for their Aggies to come away with a set 2 victory.
Another tip. A&M saves it. Stowers is going to set up Lednicki off the block. Here comes Hendricks on the right side, goes down the line but misses it. TCU is saying touch. We're not going to see a challenge, I don't think. Maybe we're thinking about it.
Well, the
touch
there
is
a
called. Touch. Okay, I didn't see that call. Oh, yeah, okay. It looks like it may have called helmet.
Yeah, block touch right there. Nice job by Evan Hendricks.
I didn't see the flag go up. Still set point for the Aggies. Morgan Perkins. Misplay right there. Nice job by TCU at the net. Sarah Sylvester, and A&M's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, this is just a really tight set by Maddie Walk. She pushes Perkins a little bit too close, and Sarah Sylvester is all over it. Really nice job by the block in the middle.
A&M calls a timeout. This is only their first one, so they do have one more remaining. TCU used both of their timeouts already in this match, and they're down here at set point again against the Aggies.
Well, TCU back to the wall, down 24-20, and they have been able to rattle off some points right here and doing a nice job. So Jamie Morrison calling the timeout, just trying to take a breather, break up that momentum that TCU has right now.
We talked about it already, but TCU has done a great job of balancing their offense tonight.
Yeah, we always talk about Evan Hendricks because she is such a huge point producer. But the Horned Frogs have done an incredible job of spreading out the ball tonight. You're seeing everybody on the front row get a chance and execute for that matter. Hendricks is leading the team with 8 kills, but Lauren Murphy right behind her with 7, Becca Kelly with 5, Robertson and Berg also in there with 2. So you're seeing points get scored from everyone on the front row for TCU, and especially if they want to win tonight and make a run in this tournament, they're gonna have to be balanced on offense, and that's what we're seeing so far.
Sarah Sylvester has been a blocking machine. She has no kills, but 5 blocks in this match, and there you see the kill leaders. Evan Hendricks with 8, we expected that. We know she's gonna get her kills, but like you said, it's everybody else below her that they need to get some kills as well.
Yeah, yesterday 19 kills for the sophomore. The rest of the team had 25, and that's not the kind of balance you wanna see. That's relying too much on Hendricks. Tonight, we're seeing better balance from the Horned Frogs.
Set point for Texas A&M as Hendricks goes back to serve and sells that one out. And that gives A&M the second set. We're tied at 1, 25-22.
Well, you give that point to Jamie Morrison. He calls the timeout. He breaks the momentum. He ices the kicker. So to say, Texas A&M able to come back, tie up this match. We're going to set 3, tied 1-1.
It all culminates in Kansas City in December. And the Aggies would love to be there. So would TCU, and they're putting up a fight with each other as this match is tied at 1 set apiece. And here's how things are looking right now. Kansas already punched their ticket to the regional semifinal by beating Miami. And then Louisville, we told you earlier, in 5 over Marquette earlier tonight. Those 2 teams await either A&M, TCU, and then Kansas is waiting to either play their rival Kansas State or Nebraska. Here's how many teams have already gone to the regional semifinal or the 3rd round. No really surprises there, except at that bottom you see Cal Poly.
For the first time in 18 years, Cal Poly advances to the regional semifinal. Some big upsets that they were able to pull off to get there, but everybody else looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah, Cal Poly took USC and beat them in 5, so that was a big upset. And again, here we are. We've talked about this a lot, but it's a big deal to both of these programs. TCU looking to get into the 3rd round for the first time. A&M looking to go back after getting there last season.
And of course, Texas A&M last year with that 5-set thriller against Wisconsin, and you know they would just love to get back there and have another shot at advancing.
Well, they did a good job of coming out on fire in that 2nd set. Really came out, had to fight off a TCU run. TCU still did. Both teams did some amazing things, and we showed you how balanced both of these offenses are.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see what we see in set 3, right? We saw TCU do a nice job in set 1, come out strong. Really blocking was the name of the game for the Horned Frogs in set 1. Texas A&M was able to get a couple of blocks in that last set, so we're seeing them make some adjustments at the net. I think it really comes down to passing, Casey. It's not something you talk about a lot unless it's really bad, but when it's really good and you're keeping your team in system, that's where you can really start to see different plays, different looks. And Ava Underwood leads that back row for Texas A&M and those littles, and that's something they've done an incredible job of all season. Alice Volpe, only a sophomore, but has done such an incredible job of leading that back row. for TCU on the season.
Alice Volpe, if the name sounds familiar, it should. Her mom was a big player here in the 90s for Texas A&M and is now the head coach at Rice. They lost, unfortunately, to Florida. So Jenny Volpe is probably here somewhere in this arena watching her daughter in TCU tonight. Hendricks, cross court. Kendall Stowers with a great dig, giving Lednicki a chance to keep it going. Hendricks way off the net, sends it down the line. Maddie Walk had to absolutely sprint to get that ball at the net. What a job by her.
Kendall Stowers, so much emotion. First, the dig keeps it alive. What a beautiful up. And then Maddie Walk, as you mentioned, Casey, she had to run that ball down, set up a perfect set for the crank from Stowers.
Casapala says, happy birthday to me, takes that one down to the court.
And again, this doesn't go in the book as an ace, but Maddie Walk, such a tough serve, results in the overpass, and then Casapala is able to take control.
When you talked about passing, and here's where it comes down to, can you pass at key moments? Walk misses that one, going for that deep corner again. Most of these service errors from both teams have been out, not in the net. There's been a few in the net, but most of these have been aggressive kind of errors. Another short serve. Underwood takes it. Quick to Casapala. Fourth kill for her.
And again, TCU is seeing something that they like with these short serves, but A&M has started to make the adjustments. The double block gets up, but Casapala still sees enough of that seam, goes off of Hendricks' hand for the kill.
Stowers back to serve again. That one hits the net. Sylvester pops it up. And that forces Lauren Murphy to try to go down the line. So the net helped a little bit there.
And TCU knows they can't get too far behind. They kind of did this in the second set. A&M started off really hot. The Horned Frogs were able to get back in the set, make it close, but the Aggies pulled away at the end. TCU knows that this isn't a team you want to get too far behind on.
Helmuth pops that up. Lednicki really didn't have anywhere to go with that one. Sylvester was camped out at the net waiting for it.
Great job by Hendricks and Sylvester setting up the strong block. I'm interested to see if this ball even crosses the net. And it does look like Sylvester does a great job of just diving into that perfectly placed, like just her hand was perfectly placed right there over the net.
Helmuth hard off the block. Hendricks runs it down. She'll get a swing, and a good job pushes into that block just enough to where the ball falls right in front of Logan Lednicki.
Evan Hendricks listed as 5'9" on the roster, and we talked about it yesterday, that might be a little bit generous. And she's going up against blockers like Athena Casapala and Logan Lednicki and still doing a great job of getting it done.
Helmuth gets rewarded with a great pass by getting a kill. Emily Helmuth, 8 kills in this match now. Her hitting percentage has improved greatly since the first set.
It's a really strong serve, and Helmuth nails the pass. Maddie Walk's able to get it up to her, and a beautiful swing by Emily Helmuth. Like you said, 8 kills on the night.
You and I were talking yesterday in the match against Campbell how important Emily Helmuth's play was going to be to Texas A&M moving forward as there's a tip from TCU, and how important her play is to this A&M team.
Oh, we talked so much about, how balanced the offense is, but ultimately those outside hitters are key because you're getting a lot of the garbage balls. Evan Hendricks for TCU, same thing. You're getting out of those out-of-system balls, and so you have to be able to turn those plays into productive points. And so it really does, it just makes the outside, feels like there's a little bit more pressure on them sometimes.
Logan Lednicki returns the favor to Becca Kelly and Sarah Sylvester, using the block in her favor. Becca Kelly, not much Ava Underwood could do with that one.
What a swing by Becca Kelly. We really hadn't said her name a whole lot as of late, but gets up there and just absolutely cranks this ball to the back corner. Really nice swing by Kelly. She had 10 kills in yesterday's match, 6 on the night so far against the Aggies.
Led Nikki out of the back row, blocked. Stowers is there. Walk will run this down. Low ball for Helmuth, so she pushes it over. But then nobody for TCU got the second ball after Becca Kelly took the first one.
Both teams are really trying to utilize that off-blocker position, so when they just kind of need to get rid of something, they're going at the blocker that is off the net playing defense. And Becca Kelly got the ball up, but it was a little low, and just no one else was around it.
There's a missed serve in the net. Only Helmuth misses that one. She's had a couple of misses tonight. Ella Fody comes in as TCU rounds back to Fody being setter in the back row. Lauren Murphy back in. Walk pushes that over. Fody quick to Alexis Robertson. Point TCU, and we're tied at 7.
And TCU did a great job of taking advantage of that misplay by Texas A&M. Got the quick set, no block was up. Maddie Walk was late, and Morgan Perkins just wasn't there. Logan Lednicki just kind of had to try to absorb that ball.
Stowers tried to tip it into the block, but it didn't work. TCU had put up such a nice, technically sound block right there.
I like the idea by Stowers trying to mix up the shot, but if you're gonna tip, you gotta make sure you get it past the block.
TCU now up by 1. Set number 3, tied at 1 apiece. Lednicki out of the back row. No problem. And then with that kill, that's Logan Lednicki's 10th kill, 19 straight matches where she's hit double digits.
She's so good out of the back row, and she really likes hitting out of the back row. And Maddie Watt can get it up right on top of the 10-foot line, actually kind of in front of it. It allows her just to fly and get it and use so much momentum.
There's a block or a mishit. I can't really tell if that was a net or block. I think we're going to give them a block on that one. And this is a rotation, and you'll notice no setter on the court for A&M right now.
Becca Kelly on the right side, and Kendall Stowers just all over it.
Kendall Stowers got that, absolutely.
So yeah, Taryn Morris, the freshman, in for Texas A&M. Nice job, though. Lauren Murphy hits around the block into the backcourt. She has been really good from the outside, not her typical position to swing out of, but she's had at least 3 kills from the left side. Maddie Walk will come back into the game. Again, that's a substitution they make for blocking purposes, but Murphy did a great job of working right around that big block of Texas A&M.
Kendall Stowers blocked. Sends it over. Lauren Murphy popped up. Dumped. Casapala tries to get it. The A&M is just wanting over the net, like an interference. That's what I'm saying, trying to say interference, but not going to get that call. So TCU goes back up by 1 as we continue to go back and forth here in the 3rd set. Lednicki out of the back row, slowed down by the block. Here's Hendricks tight. Tried to go around the block, missed it going out, so point back to Texas A&M.
Evan Hendricks just gets so high, and she's still able to get on top of that ball, trying to go off the block, and you can see Coach Williams talking to her right there, saying, hey, you don't have to worry about doing that. Try to just go up and right on top of the fingers.
Walk. Going at Evan Hendricks. Hendricks thinks that's out. It cost the line for an ace.
Maddie Walk has been incredible from behind the line for Texas A&M on the season. She's got 27 now aces.
Perfect pass that time from Hendricks. Block slows it down for the Aggies. Walk back to Lednicki off the block. Here comes Hendricks. Cross court, gets the kill, point TCU. Seesaw going on between these two teams.
This is a lot like some of the swings we've seen from Kendall Stowers. It's inside, and Evan Hendricks just goes hard cross court right over the off block. Beautiful job by the sophomore.
Ace caught Ava Underwood and Addie Applegate on their heels. Right in that seam, perfect serve by Alice Volpe.
And those are two littles that typically do not get aced, and especially on a ball like that, just right in between the seam. Beautiful placement by Volpe just to get that one right in the middle, and you can see them talking it out right there. The senior and the freshman, I love how close they've become this season, and obviously Addie Applegate learning from one of the best. And Maddie Walk is just getting looked at right now by a trainer. I don't know if she had some blood or maybe some tape, but that's why there's a pause right now on the floor.
Yeah, I think they're looking for blood.
She'll get that finger taped up. Now this is interesting right here because we're talking about a setter. She uses her fingers, all 10 of them on every play. And so if that tape starts to affect her setting of any kind, we'll be able to tell, but hopefully everything's okay there on Walk. Senior setter for the Aggies. He's done an incredible job of quarterbacking this team and finally started getting some recognition late in the season. Setter of the week in SEC play a couple of times.
Volpe right back to Underwood. Underwood passes it up this time, and they go to Logan Lednicki, who finds that hole in the TCU defense to get that point back.
And I did not see any issues in this set by Maddie Walk. Perfect set. Evan Hendricks just floating. Both blockers for TCU did not expect the ball to go back. That is what Maddie Walk can do. Yes, Logan Lednicki gets the kill on that, but that is all Maddie Walk being able to serve back across the net.
Hendricks will swing this one after it was a low serve by Sowers, but another good job on the swing by Evan Hendricks. 12 kills now for her.
Logan Lednicki had 5 blocks last night against Campbell, and they asked her about it in the press conference, and she said, that's a part of my game I've really been working on. Well, tonight she has no blocks, and Evan Hendricks has done a great job of attacking her hands.
Finicaso Paula getting some work on the front row with 5 kills now. So Paula back at Volpe. Morgan Perkins goes up. TCU will get a swing, but it's denied. Morgan Perkins sends it right back down.
Monster block chant coming out here at Reed Arena. Incredible crowd on hand tonight for the second round.
Another tough serve and an ace for Finicaso Paula. That's going to take us to the first timeout of this set as a Finicaso Paula. 3 aces on the night for her. Will A&M keep it up? We'll find out right after this. Back at Texas A&M, the Aggies with a 2-point lead here in set 3. They went to timeout after Finicaso Paula got her 3rd ace of the match. Tight block. Just out, though, off Emily Helmuth and Morgan Perkins.
Nice job by Evan Hendricks. Might have gotten a little lucky on that one, but she avoids the block and gets the kill instead.
Hendricks goes back to serve now. Logan Lednicki, perfect pass from Kendall Stowers, sets up that shot.
And what's so great about this kill, Casey, is it's not straight down. Check out where this ball lands, deep corner. That is such a tough ball to defend. If you're Alice Volpe, that ball's coming so fast and it's at your shoulder, it's actually at your head. You can't do anything with that, but it's still in the court. Beautiful swing.
Becca Kelly finds the court on a low set, really. She really had to place that ball.
And that's the exact same swing. Great job by Becca Kelly. She's going for the perimeter. Young volleyball players tend to want to hit the ball straight down and get on top. A lot of times that results hitting it into the block or at a defender. If you can find the perimeter, that is where your open shots are.
Ava Underwood runs this down. Emily Helmuth will swing at it. That is so difficult to do, and you see why. because you really have no power when it's coming from behind you like that.
I give credit to TCU's block that they stayed up and did a nice job, because not only is that a hard ball to time as a hitter, that's a hard ball to time as a blocker. And so to be able to stay up and still get the stuff, really nice defense by the Horned Frogs.
Saw that note, 6 lead changes in this set, 8 ties as we're knotted up at 16 here. Becca Kelly will tip it over. Helmuth pushes it up, and she can't get much of an approach, but still gets a good swing on it and gets the kill for the Aggies.
Both Emily Helmuth and Kendall Stowers do a great job of just taking those trash balls and still making positive plays out of them. They have been sending that ball to the off-block defense, which has been Becca Kelly a lot tonight. They're finding a lot of success with it.
Emily Helmuth goes back, and this is her serve. We're back tied at 17 now. 9 ties in this set so far. There were no ties. A&M really led the entire set beginning to end in set number 2. Kendall Stowers gets blocked, and that ball catches the inside part right off the net. And TCU goes back on top.
Well, Alexis Robertson has gotten beat all night with Morgan Perkins holding her in the middle, and she hasn't been able to close that block on the outside until right there. Great job by the middle for the Frogs.
Lednicki out of the back row, and Alexis Robertson.
Oh, that
and
was
Becca
all
Kelly,
Becca Kelly,
I should say. Becca Kelly was ready for it. A&M calls timeout now as TCU goes up by 2, which is their biggest lead.
Beautiful block right there, solo stuff. You know, 9 times out of 10, when Logan Lednicki is swinging against one blocker, she's gonna get a kill. That was that one. Becca Kelly was able to line up perfectly and get the solo stuff.
Becca Kelly tonight, that was her first block, but she's got 7 kills, so she's really been contributing a lot to TCU's lead right now here in this 3rd set. And TCU as a whole has really put up good defense at the net.
13 blocks on the night, Casey. Sarah Sylvester has been the big blocker for them all season, but everyone is contributing tonight for the Horned Frogs. This Texas A&M offense has been lethal all season long, but this black and purple team, they are not scared. They have absolutely won the game at the net. 13 blocks to 4. Texas A&M not putting up the normal block numbers that we see, and TCU has been winning that battle, which is a big reason why they're ahead right now in set number 3.
And part of that reason that A&M hasn't been able to get as many blocks is the fact that TCU is spreading out their offense. I know we talked about it a lot, but if you don't know where the ball's going to go, if you're Finacasapala, you have to watch that middle hitter, and that leaves the pins open a lot.
And TCU runs a very fast offense. So not only are they spreading it out, it's getting there quickly. And so Texas A&M's blockers haven't been able to set as strong of a block as they're used to. I want to say TCU hitters have also done an incredible job of going off the hands, really using the big block of Texas A&M. Evan Hendricks with 13 kills tonight. A lot of those have been off fingertips or in between hands. They're finding the seams in Texas A&M's blocks.
Well, Fody back to serve now out of that A&M timeout. Stowers will pop this up for Lednicki, who just gets some lucky bounce off the net into the court for the kill.
Incredibly lucky play right here, but a nice job of still setting up one of your hitters. Even on a bad pass that doesn't go to your setter, you're still able to get an offensive swing.
Tatum Thomas in, and that one goes off the A&M block to get the point right back to TCU. And they are the first to 20 now, 2-point lead for the Horned Frogs.
Again, so impressive that TCU's pin hitters can hit both from the outside and the right side. And so A&M is getting different looks on the front row every single time. Becca Kelly that time from the right side with the kill.
Ava Underwood there with the pass. Stowers. Kelly tries to pop it up. Point Texas A&M.
TCU first to the red zone. So we call it when you get to point 20, you just got 5 more, but here comes Texas A&M. Jason Williams trying to get his team to that 2-1 lead. Going into set number 4, Jamie Morrison doing whatever he can to tie this ball game up.
Off the block, into the court. Point for TCU. Back up by 2.
Lauren Murphy, 10 kills on the night. I don't know if Coach Williams would have said he expected her to be second in kills, but she has been really, really effective for the Frogs tonight.
Fenicaso Paula wound that up, and a great job by TCU to not let that ball hit the ground, but Logan Lednicki finishes it off for the Aggies. 2 incredibly hard hit balls coming from A&M on that rally.
Logan Lednicki doing a nice job, though, of finishing it. 14 kills for the senior.
Again, off Logan Lednicki's hands. Evan Hendrickson doing a great job of doing that tonight.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Hendricks just finding the hands. This is a kind of a bad pass. Fody does a nice job of still getting it to her. And you can see that ball just bounce in between the hands of the Texas A&M block. They're there, they're camped out. They're just not able to get the stuff.
Fody sends that one out, gets the point back to A&M, and once again, we're gonna have another set go down to the wire, it looks like, here in set 3. Both of the first 2 sets, 25-23 win by TCU, 25-22 win by Texas A&M. Fenicaso Paula comes back in, 3 aces on the night for her. Almost had a 4th, but a nice pass by Clark. Tight ball, Lednicki pushes it. That's gonna be hard for TCU, and it almost goes over. Not quite though, and we're tied up at 22.
And Logan Lednicki almost got caught already celebrating. Evan Hendricks made a great effort on that play. Ball almost went back over the net, but that is Texas A&M point, and with that, TCU's gonna call a timeout.
10th tie of this set. This has truly been a seesaw set, back and forth between these 2 teams. And there's no stat. I'm looking at the stats and the hitting percentage. A&M hitting a great 281 in this set. TCU just hitting a little bit better at 391.
Both of these teams are absolutely leaving it all out on the court and in front of an incredible crowd tonight here at Reed Arena. Last night they broke a program record, 5,830 people on hand for the match against Campbell. Pretty sure it's about that, if not more. And something really cool that head coach Jamie Morrison, real quick.
Oh, look at that.
Head coach for the football
team here.
Mike Elko and his wife on hand. And that's also been another storyline that talked a lot about around Aggieland all season long, is the support that the head coaches have for one another. Coach Elko giving shout outs to the volleyball team during press conferences. Coach Morrison also giving shout outs to the football team. Bucky McMillan, the new head basketball coach for the men's team, he's been at volleyball matches all season long. It's been a lot of fun to see the athletic department supporting one another throughout this entire season.
So leading up to this point, it's tied 1-1. There you see the match hitting percentages for A&M and TCU, and that block number really does stick out to you.
Absolutely. TCU is outblocking A&M 13-4. That is a huge reason why the Horned Frogs have been successful tonight. Can Texas A&M find a way around the block in these last few points?
All right, we're tied at 22. That was TCU's first time out of the set. Both teams have 1 remaining here in set number 3. And I wouldn't expect any coach to let more than 1 point go by before they use it. That's a point for TCU out of the timeout. Jamie Morrison.
Out of a timeout, this is exactly what you want. Perfect pass and then an absolute shot down the line. That ball very, very close.
Yeah,
and sure enough, I think
we're gonna have a challenge. I was gonna say, looking at that replay, if I were Jamie Morrison, I'd challenge this. I know you only have 1 left, but at this point in the 3rd set, this is an important point.
And we saw several line shots get missed yesterday and overturned.
Texas A&M is challenging the ball was out of bounds.
All right, so the initial call was that it was down the line and in from Evan Hendricks. A&M is saying, no, that was out. And it took the replay on the video board for Jamie Morrison to say, no, I want to challenge this. Oh, and I said I think he should challenge it based on what I saw. And what I see right there, Chelsea, I don't see any white under the ball.
I'm seeing a little bit of maroon. Here we go.
After review, the call is confirmed.
Guess he didn't see what we saw.
TCU.
They have a different, and to say they do have, and there it is.
That is the look, and that ball is in.
Yeah.
You can see when the ball flattens like that, first of all, that's how hard it's hit. Plenty of ball right there on the white line. But that was a great
challenge by Jamie Morrison. Unfortunately, he's out of challenges now unless this goes to a fifth set where he will get one back. No problem, though, if you've got Logan-led Nikki doing what she's been doing all night, getting kills, 15 now, and we're back tied at 23.
Great answer from Texas A&M and Logan-led Nikki. Archer is able to get a hand on it, but that ball is way too hard for her to handle. And it's another kill for Logan-led Nikki, who will now take a break.
Megan Fitch in the game. And there's a block at the right time for Texas A&M as Morgan Perkins takes the Aggies to set point here in set 3.
That
Crucial
is
point.
Exactly what Texas A&M needed right there. Morgan Perkins and Maddie Walk combining for the big block on the outside, and Texas A&M is gonna have set point. TCU is gonna use that final timeout to try to break this momentum.
What a third set this has been. 11 ties, 8 lead changes just in this set alone. Set 2, A&M led beginning to end. It was only by 1 point at times, but they never let go of that lead. And in set 1, it was a little bit back and forth, but really TCU dominated. This set has really been back and forth.
Yeah, you know, watching both of these teams play yesterday, I thought Texas A&M played better against Campbell than TCU played against SFA, and I was interested to see how the Horned Frogs would come out tonight. They have done an excellent job of really slowing down this Texas A&M offense. The blocks have been incredible for TCU, but it seems like A&M is able to kind of handle that composure in those last few points, doing a really nice job right here of battling to get to set point. But this is exactly the battle I was hoping for and what we're seeing.
And this is like a chess match right now. You know, what are you going to do? If you're TCU, you fought off 2 set points yesterday against SFA in the second set. You want to do that again here against A&M because you do not want to go down 2-1 to this team at home.
Yeah, TCU was down 24-22 to SFA in the second set, and they were able to come back, win that set 26-24, and then finish with the sweep. Obviously, a little bit of a different story here facing Texas A&M, but if you're Jason Williams, you drew up something in that timeout, and if you get the pass you want, you know exactly what you want to do.
And I love, if you watch A&M coming out of that huddle, loose. No tense looks on their faces, smiles. This is just business as usual. Little pressure for Megan Fitch, the freshman, that we've seen her make some big plays for the Aggies this season, and now she's got to hit her serve coming out of that timeout, and boy, does she. Here's Becca Kelly. She's just going to free ball it over. Didn't want to take a chance. Emily Helmuth, oh my goodness, straight down, and A&M takes the third set, 25-23.
Emily Helmuth, who does not swing from the right side very often. Check out this absolute rocket down the line. They took advantage of the free ball, drew up the play they wanted, and you can see the excitement and emotion from the Aggies.
That's probably one of the most amazing shots I've seen Emily Helmuth hit. And how about this match? 2-1 now, A&M takes it in third set. We'll be back with set 4 from Reed Arena right after this. There was an eruption in this arena that I had not heard tonight when Emily Helmuth ended that last set on one of the hardest hit balls I've seen her hit this year.
Well, we talk about TCU changing things up at the net and moving their pin hitters. Texas A&M giving them a dose of their own medicine, moving Emily Helmuth to the right side, stacking to the right, knowing that that was going to be their best bet. And she absolutely cranked that ball to win set 3. And A&M has all the momentum going in to set 4.
Taking a look at the bracket again, Texas A&M and TCU battling it out to play Louisville, who beat Marquette in 5 earlier tonight in the regional semifinals next weekend. So this is the last home match of the year for A&M. No matter what happens, if they win, they won't be back at home after this. So this crowd is really, they're into this match.
Absolutely, and they've been into the matches all season long. Jamie Morrison and the athletic department at Texas A&M covering the cost of all student tickets for both matches. Texas A&M students did not have to pay a penny to get into the 2 matches this weekend, all because Jamie Morrison wanted to say thank you for their support.
Stowers is blocked. She's going to get another swing. Blocked again. Applegate there. This time Stowers off the net, finds the back line. That's amazing job by Kendall Stowers.
Well, 3rd time is a charm. She gets blocked twice. Great job by her team covering her. And then it's actually the offset. It pulls TCU back. I don't think they assumed that she was going to hit that ball. Huge swing from the sophomore.
Lauren Murphy with a push, I'll call it. That's a lenient play that's really been more popular in the last few years. It's almost like a catch and throw,
really,
but it's close.
Really smart play right there, going off the block and taking enough off that it didn't come back to TCU's side.
Casopala, Fode's there. Hendricks with a great shot at Ava Underwood, point TCU.
Great dig by the setter, Fode, to set up that play to Hendricks, who was able to come away with her 15th kill of the night. 16th. A little behind on the stats right there. Now, we talked about it. When these 2 teams played back in September, Evan Hendricks, in 5 sets, only had 10 kills against the Aggies. She's got 16 tonight as we start set 4.
That one sells out. Point Texas A&M.
Both teams serving very aggressively, so you're also seeing those error numbers a little higher.
Big block, and that's what that serve set up to do. They wanted to push Evan Hendricks over and force them to try to go against Casopala.
And Afina Casopala really hasn't had a big solo stuff until right there. Sarah Sylvester swinging right into the heart of the block.
And Sylvester's only had 4 attacks tonight, so they haven't used her a lot. But Casopala was right there. That one goes out off Kendall Stowers' hands, point TCU.
Lauren Murphy is having an incredible match for the Frogs. Coach Williams said she averages about 1 to 2 kills a set. If she can give that to us, it's a big help. She's got 12 kills on the night.
Helmuth has to pull that one from behind. Off the block. Guess who? Number 2, Evan Hendricks. $17 kills now for the sophomore Evan Hendricks. Ace thanks to the net there for TCU.
Well, when you're having a night, you're having a night. Lauren Murphy now with the ace. She's been serving tough all night. This one just hits the top of the tape and rolls over. Nothing you can do about that if you're the Aggies.
Helmuth takes that with her hands, sets it up for Logan Lednicki, dug up by Volpe. In, finds that back line. She's going around and over the block.
And TCU on a roll. It starts with Murphy's serve. They're able to defend the A&M attack, and then attack of their own. Evan Hendricks, 18 kills on the night, doing an incredible job on the outside.
They continue to serve right at Emily Helmuth, forcing her to pass. A&M has not been able to get a clean hit yet. There's a good dig by Ava Underwood, sends it right back over to TCU. There's the first kill of the night for Sylvester. A&M's gonna call a timeout here because this is not the start to the 4th set that they wanted. We're going to take it with them. TCU rolling here in set 4, up by 4 here in Aggie Land. TCU has struggled in the second round the last 3 seasons. They've got a monkey on their back, and they're wanting to get it off by getting over that hump here. They've lost 0-3 to Wisconsin, 1-3 to Arkansas, and 1-3 to Oregon last year. They really want to get this win to get into the regional semifinal round. Pasopala off the net. Misses that one, just out, trying for that back corner. A&M struggling right now on offense. This serve rotation, this is now a 6-0 scoring run by TCU with Lauren Murphy back there, serving it tough to A&M. And they continue to serve at Emily Helmuth, and she has struggled on passing right now.
And a lot of times you see teams going at the outside hitter who is in serve receive. And they're leaving her in there because they know how good she is on offense, how good she's been at the net tonight, but she's got to be able to pass this ball.
Ava Underwood took it that time. Tight ball for Helmuth. She tips it over. And then Sylvester mishits that one. And that ends a 7-0 scoring run for TCU.
On a nice job at Texas A&M just to get out of that rotation. But if you're TCU, you've got a 5-point lead. You have got to stay urgent. You have got to stay pushing right here. Keep the intensity. Try to keep this lead as much as you can.
Pasopala, tough serves tonight. Volpe takes it perfectly. Hendricks over. Pasopala is there. There's a block from TCU. Logan Lednicky's going to get another swing. That one's blocked out, though. TCU is adamant that that was in, but I don't know. We may see a challenge from Jason Williams. He's thinking about it. He's walking. No, he's not going to do it.
Just a great job by Logan Lednicky to go at that block, and sure enough, it is out, but right off of the outside hand of Fody.
Off the block, Stowers is there. Walk's gonna push this back to Lednicky. She goes high corner. Point for Texas A&M. Logan Lednicky now 17 kills.
Little bit of a miss hit right there by Lednicky, but it actually worked out. She went right at Archer, the setter in the back row for TCU, who took it above her head. Not sure if that ball would have been in or out. It was definitely close, but a kill right there for Lednicky.
Another good serve from Pasopala, and there's a big block. Morgan Perkins getting that block number up for the Aggies. Morgan Perkins, 4 blocks now tonight.
Well, Alice Volpe had a great pass, and if you're TCU, you would have loved to get out of that service rotation, but instead, right into that big block of Texas A&M. Second of the set for the Aggies, 7th of the match for Texas A&M.
Logan Lednicky, 17 kills off 38 attacks, hitting .316 tonight for Texas A&M.
She's so much fun to watch, and she'll do it from anywhere on the court. She's a 6th rotation player, so she'll get it out of the back row. Obviously, the front row, the lefty has such a powerful swing. She uses her entire body, and she's so smart at the net, has such a great vision. This is a kid who is a 4th-generation Aggie. Wearing white and maroon means more to her than it does to a lot of players who have come through this program. She always wanted to be an Aggie. She got here. There was a coaching change before her sophomore season. She decided to stay because she knew what this program could be. She believed in Jamie Morrison, and her and the rest of the 9 seniors on this team are so excited to play, and to play for the 12th man, and to play for that school across their chest.
Postseason A&M, this is her 28th NCAA appearance, 3rd straight, and they got to the regional finals under Lori Corbelli in '99 and 2001, which was their best finish in program history. Lori Corbelli, I'm sure, is in the building tonight. We saw her last night here. She built this program up for many years. And Jamie Morrison's goal is to get it back to that point. Paul out of the timeout. Safe serve, and Morgan Perkins lost that ball, didn't know where it was.
Yeah, that was a great block touch by Texas A&M, but Evan Hendricks with the power gets it through the hands, and the touch just didn't go far enough. It landed right on the side of Perkins, so another kill for Hendricks.
19 now for Evan Hendricks. Swung 45 times tonight. That is just, when you think about how much that is, Underwood's gonna run this one down. And then nobody was there. It was kind of a hard ball to get it over the net. So it's gonna be an ace for TCU.
Evan Hendricks with a tough serve, got A&M out of system. See if she can do it again.
They're going at Emily Helmuth again. This time Helmuth with a perfect pass. Hendricks playing some great defense in the back row. Again to Morgan Perkins, but no chance that time. She puts it down on the court.
And Maddie Walk does a great job of giving her hitters a second chance, especially if they had a good swing on the first one. She gets to the right of the middle blocker, and she's able to swing again at Hendricks, who was unable to come up with the dig on the second try.
Back row now from Hendricks. Ava Underwood pops it up, and Helmuth sends it over and finds, oh, I thought she found the back corner, misses it just by inches.
Great idea going into that back corner, but got to keep that ball in play. TCU serving very well right now.
If you're Emily Helmuth, you know that ball's coming to you now on serve receive, and mentally she's prepared for it now, knowing that she's going to get rewarded with a set.
Does a nice job, and then Perkins again holds Robertson just enough. Helmuth does a great job with that cross-court shot. It's her bread and butter.
Serve just gets over. Becca Kelly takes it, and a push into Stowers gets the kill on the block out of bounds.
TCU has been very, very smart at the net. They've really done a nice job of using the hands of Texas A&M, going off, swiping out, finding the holes in the blocks. Scrappy defense by the Frogs.
Here comes the Aggies. Kendall Stowers. Deflected, sent over by Alexis Robertson, and there's Morgan Perkins. Becca Kelly pushes it over. Nice run through, and then Morgan Perkins. How about a monster block for the Aggies?
What a rally for both teams. Maddie Walk tries to find the corner, but TCU gets it up to Kelly, and then Perkins with the roof.
Fody back to Kelly. She tips it this time, punches it back. Casopala. Stowers right in front of Alice Volpe. Boy, she's so good at that shot.
Texas A&M and TCU both really working close at the net right now. Everybody doing their best to stay out of the net. It's been really tight play.
Fody, quick set, pushed over. A&M now here. Stowers down the line this time. And the Aggies are now within one of the Horned Frogs.
Maddie Walk with the set. Watch, she has to avoid Logan Lednicki, who's on the floor, and is still able to put that ball in the perfect window for Kendall Stowers to crank line.
Fody, quick to the outside. A&M defense ready. Stowers deflected off. Hendricks, great job by TCU. Volpe actually got that second ball. Couldn't get to it. And we're tied at 13.
Texas A&M has done a fantastic job of getting back into this set. TCU with a very strong lead early on, but the Aggies have kept chipping away, and now we're back to a tie ball game. Tatum Thomas back to serve for the Ags.
And when TCU was on that run, it kind of took the crowd out of it. Let me tell you, they're back in it now. They are all in on supporting their home team tonight. TCU uses their second timeout of the set, and it's only 14-13. So A&M has come out of letting TCU go on a 7-0 run early in this fourth set, and it didn't, they kept their composure. That's so impressive to me.
Both of these teams.
Oh,
We've
absolutely.
seen some big leads on both sides all night, and both teams have done an incredible job of not panicking and not getting too caught up in the moment, and instead just chipping away 1 point at a time. Texas A&M has been able to turn it around right here, but do not count the Frogs out. TCU have also done a really nice job of staying in this ball game. It's just been kind of a wave of runs, which has been really interesting. 5-0 scoring run right now for the Aggies.
So this is the second round. Half the teams were eliminated this weekend, and now it will be Nebraska who will face Kansas in that regional semifinal. Louisville awaits the winner of this match, and they will face off next weekend to see who goes to the regional finals. What's at stake again? A&M trying to get there for the second straight season to that third round. The best 16 teams in the country, they're trying to get there. And TCU trying to get there for the first time.
Both teams about 2.5 hours apart. Again, though, not a big history. This is only the fourth time that these teams have faced each other ever, but one of those times was earlier this season. Again, back in September, TCU winning a 5-set thriller in Fort Worth.
Big swing by TCU. A&M with a good dig. Lauren Murphy on that outside. A&M, though, not ready for Alexis Robertson, who had a good view of the court and can see there was a hole. Scrappy plays like that have been TCU's bread and butter tonight.
The littles on both sides have been absolutely fantastic.
Ava Underwood with a great serve. Block slows down Kendall Stowers. Swing, but then the A&M block comes right back. And Finicasso Paula showing her blocking prowess. Four now for her.
TCU started off this match blocking everything. They've got 13 on the night, but 0 in this set. Texas A&M is starting to make some noise at the net. 9 overall, 4 in this set.
And if you haven't seen Finicasso Paula, that is her excited face. She's a very stoic player when she does something well. Maddie Walk with some defense. Scrappy play at the net. Here's Lednicki off the block. And we continue. Lauren Murphy out. Touch call, though, on the Aggies. Point TCU, and we're tied at 15.
And Lauren Murphy continues to get it done. Doing a great job of finding those fingertips for Texas A&M. Again, the Aggies are out of challenges, so even if they thought that might not be a touch, they do not have a challenge to call right now. So that is going to stand, and Murphy with 13 kills on the night.
Alex Volpe serving it up. Underwood takes it. Here's Kendall Stowers on the bump set down the line, dug up by Fody. She'll push it over. Lednicki! Right past the defense.
Ella Fody has been great on defense tonight, but this one right past her. It's moving so fast. Logan Lednicki getting it done.
Flat-footed shot by Evan Hendricks. Now here's a tip. Volpe's there with the dive. And A&M's gonna reset. Logan Lednicki, and that one's gonna fall out. Point Texas A&M, and the Aggies go up by 2. TCU is out of timeouts. They do have a challenge. I think they have both of their challenges.
And so they do have a way to slow down the game if they want to, but right now Texas A&M looking to push. TCU needs a side out right here.
Lauren Murphy back to Stowers. Walk keeps it going. Helmuth sends it over. Clark will set up Lauren Murphy. Ava Underwood bump set. That's in. That shot for Logan Lednicki is so good, and it's just so hard to defend.
This is a beautiful bump set by Ava Underwood. She knows exactly where she wants to go. It's inside. She completely passes up Sarah Sylvester on the inside of that ball and absolutely crushes the sideline.
Quick set, Sarah Sylvester. That hasn't been what we've seen of her tonight, but that's only her second kill. That was a quick set to her in the middle.
Nice job by the senior. She is a leader on this team. Low set does a great job of speeding up that arm. Yes, only 2 kills, but this is a clutch point in the set, and that's when you want to get it to your senior and let her work.
Again, A&M leads right now 2-1. There's a big block, push up by Stowers and then over. Volpe was ready. And then Evan Hendricks gets the point for TCU, and they climb back within 1 now.
And Casey, this is the service rotation that TCU scored 6 or 7 points in a row earlier. Lauren Murphy serving, Emily Helmuth passing for Texas A&M. They are going at her. Be ready for it.
And I noticed TCU is running a 5-1 now. We've seen them run a 6-2, but Rosemary Archer has not come back into set. It's been Fody, and she's setting out of the front row right now. They're keeping that block in, and that's going to tie it up at 18.
Well, and again, Lauren Murphy is just such an incredible server. You don't want to take her out yet. And so you want to make sure that she stays in there and she's able to serve, because she was able to go on such a run the last time.
Emily Helmuth, good pass. Logan Lednicki off the block. Clark is there. Fody gives it back to Evan Hendrickson. Even though A&M got a good pass, they can't terminate the point. And TCU now goes up by 1. And A&M is going to use their second timeout.
Well, this was a great slowdown by the TCU block, and then you're able to get it right up to your hot hand, Evan Hendricks. Beautiful job by the Frogs, because typically you see that ball going out to Lednicki and you're assuming a kill, but they did a nice job of slowing that ball down and then running their play.
Evan Hendricks, 22 kills, 346 hitting percentage.
This is only a sophomore, folks, and she has been absolutely incredible. Really had to step up this year with the injury to Jalen Gibson early on in the season. She has done an incredible job of being that offensive catalyst. And it's not just offensively. She has done a nice job defensively, both at the net and digging. She's a 6 rotation player. But what she's done tonight, going off that massive block of Texas A&M, has been so impressive.
A&M has been unable to put up a block to stop her, really. And part of that is because TCU, Hendricks may have 22 kills, but TCU has spread their offense out tonight, allowing more than just Hendricks to get shots at balls. Lauren Murphy has 13 kills tonight.
They've done a much better job of balancing that offense a little bit. It's something that they knew they would have to do to go in and have some success tonight. But Hendricks, what's also impressive is only 4 hitting errors. So she's going up there, she's swinging a lot, but she's rarely getting blocked and she's rarely swinging out. 346, great numbers right there. Your Texas A&M coming out of this timeout. You have got to be able to draw up a play and execute and put a stop to this run by the Frogs.
Well, the crowd just went wild because the video board showed Mike Elko, and there he is, the head football coach. And then, of course, this is the song that the football team runs out to at Kyle Field. And this crowd is loving it here at Reed Arena. And they are willing this team to get ahead here.
And what a fun season for the Aggie football team as well. Headed to the college football playoffs. But right now, it's all about volleyball, and can their team continue in postseason?
Trying to stop a 4-0 run here. TCU's on one. It's going to be a 5-0 run now after that dig from Ava Underwood comes up unsuccessful. 2018, same place A&M found themselves in set 4. Both teams are out of timeouts. A&M has used both their challenges. TCU has their challenges. So there's really only way to slow down this match if TCU needs to. A&M can't do anything. They've got to keep playing. Hendricks blocked into the net by A&M. Another point for TCU. 6-0 scoring run now for the Horned Frogs.
Evan Hendricks has been incredible on the outside, just finding any way to score. This time going right at the block and getting it through. And here's the deal, Casey. Texas A&M has been passing well in this rotation. Lauren Murphy has not been getting a ton of aces or a ton of bad passes from A&M. They just haven't been able to execute offensively. Looks like Sarah Sylvester is now being looked at by a trainer, getting something taped up, her finger as well.
So this is actually a good thing for A&M. It allows Jamie Morrison the chance to talk to his players because, again, they are out of timeouts. He did make a substitution. He took Emily Helmuth out in this rotation, put Megan Fitch in to pass for her right now.
So a little bit of a pause in play. Both teams getting a chance to take a breather. Of course, if you're TCU, you want to keep this momentum going. Texas A&M freshman Megan Fitch coming in. A chance for her to step up here in postseason play.
And of course, we mentioned it before, but these two teams did meet back in September. TCU won that in 5. It was, A&M was ranked 8th at the time. TCU was top 20 as well.
Well, and Texas A&M had just come up with a very tough loss to SMU, and
yeah.
Coach Morrison said they were able to fix a lot of things, but it was still just a little bit, there wasn't enough time between the SMU match and the TCU match, so then they took the loss to TCU, and that was really the biggest stumble that A&M faced all season. After that, they really focused on what they needed to stay accountable for, turn things around, only losing to Kentucky before the SEC tournament where they took a loss to Texas.
So the holdup here is that, Sarah Sylvester was bleeding and they had to get some blood off the court, and then the down ref had to check the balls to make sure there was no blood there, and they're clear and everybody can, now we're back to playing. So that was a delay right there in play, but again, that's to A&M's favor. It slowed down the game, allowed them to chat, and maybe to end this run by TCU here. Evan Hendricks, and that's going to end it. Just a misplay, a bad set from Ella Fody, and that's how it's going to end. A 6-0 run this time in that same rotation. They had a 7-0 run in the previous.
That is a massive break for Texas A&M because, again, they were not able to execute on the first ball, and Ella Fody just with a bad set right there. So now what will Texas A&M do with it?
Pasopala with a tough serve, nicely played. Sarah Sylvester. A&M not expecting her to get a lot of swings, and that time they caught them off guard.
And that's what's great about the sport of volleyball. You can be quiet for 3 full sets, and then all of a sudden you get rolling right at the clutch time. Sarah Sylvester with another beautiful swing, only her 3rd kill tonight, but 2 of those have come right here late in this set, keeping her team alive.
Megan Fitch, another good pass. Logan Lednicki still can't come up with the kill for the Aggies. Here's Becca Kelly. Fitch is there. And nobody wants to take that ball for TCU. Point Texas A&M.
Give a kill to the freshman. I don't think this is what she would have drawn up, but it's a kill for Megan Fitch. Nice defense, prevents the kill, and then gets one of her own, all on the same play.
And she's staying in to play front row offense as well here. Becca Kelly. How about A&M using the back row defense? Taylor Humphrey now in the game for the Aggies. That's going to fall just in. Jamie Morrison says that is out. He is very upset. The whole team is upset. He can't do anything about it.
They're out of challenges. You can't do anything about it. If the up ref would have seen it himself, he could have overruled, but he goes with the line judge.
I agree. It's out. That's very much out.
But it's a point TCU. And this is why those challenges become so critical and when to use them.
Fitch is going to get a swing here. Goes off the block to get the kill and the point back for the Aggies.
What a massive swing by the freshman. A little bit of pressure doesn't get to her on the bump set from the libero, Ava Underwood, and Megan Fitch finds the hands for her 2nd kill.
She's the future at outside hitter for the Aggies, doing a good job coming in this with pressure on her. Playing some defense too, almost got that one. TCU now will have set point They win this set. That takes us to a 5th and final set here.
What a great swing by Becca Kelly. A lot of players right now coming up when the lights are shining the brightest. Putting away some balls, and now TCU with a chance to take it to 5.
Ella Foti with the serve. Kendall Stowers denies the set point. Another one coming, though, for TCU.
Texas A&M continues to fight. Kendall Stowers down the line on the outside of Lauren Murphy. Beautiful swing there by the sophomore. And now TCU looking for, we've got a challenge called.
So this
one will
is
be
interesting. TCU electing to use a challenge here. We'll find out what they're challenging. Net is the only thing I can think. We'll find out.
TCU is challenging that there was a net violation.
So whether or not he saw one for sure, we don't know. Or it's just a way, it's a pseudo timeout.
Because if you go to a 5th set, everybody gets one more challenge if you don't have yours. And so he's thinking, even if, if we go to set 5, oh, here we go.
After review, the call is confirmed. Point Texas A&M. TCU will lose one of their remaining challenges.
And he had 2. So Coach Williams, knowing he had 2 challenges, this is a great way, again, just to slow down the momentum. And maybe he did think there could have been a net, but again, no net right there. Point Texas A&M.
Tatum Thomas into serve. It is set point for TCU. A&M has a little bit of work to do to keep this one from going 5. That's out. No touch on A&M. Point A&M. That's 2 set points they fought out, and we're going to have a challenge by Jason Williams. He says, yeah, I've got one to give. Let's use it right here because it matters. So he's going to say that there was a touch on that hit, on that block.
Well, this is an absolute must-win for TCU.
TCU is challenging that there was a touch on the block.
And again, I think this is a good challenge. We're on the other side. I thought there might be a touch when I saw it live. We'll take another look now. So Lauren Murphy swinging.
I don't think so. I think it misses.
So that's Taryn Morris on the outside. The freshman in for blocking duties.
If it does, it's by a hair on her arm.
And Lauren Murphy is swinging that way. Like, she's going for that outside hand. So that ball is naturally going in that direction. I think it misses Morris's forearm just by a little bit. But again, they have better looks than we do right here. It'll be interesting to see if they see anything that we can't.
After review, the call is confirmed.
No touch.
Point Texas A&M.
All right, so that's
TCU
it for challenges for both teams and timeouts. So TCU either wins this set right here and we go to 5, or A&M ties it up, but either way, play will continue.
And I still like that call by Jason Williams.
Great
because again,
decision.
this is a must-win for your team right here.
Tatum Thomas. And they're going to go to Becca Kelly, who's blocked, slows it down. Thomas, tight ball for Kendall Stowers. She wins the battle, and we're tied at 24. How about that?
Texas A&M does not have a setter on the court right now, Casey. Taryn Morris is in for Maddie Walk to block. So Tatum Thomas bump sets it over the net, and Kendall Stowers saves the day by putting up the block.
A&M fought off 3 set points for TCU in that rally. That's going to go off the block, so it's going to be set point again now for TCU at 25-24.
And a great, great job by Becca Kelly just pushing through that rally, especially after the overpass. And you can see the stress on these parents' faces for TCU. Everybody up in this building.
Becca Kelly with the serve, misses it. Tied at 25. Oh my goodness, if you wanted a good volleyball match, you got it tonight.
Again, a must-win set for TCU. Texas A&M looking to advance. They do not want to see this match go to 5. Maddie Walk back in the game.
She'll serve it up here for the Aggies. Evan Hendricks comes through clutch for the Horned Frogs.
And even when you know where it's going, she's so hard to block. Over the block, Athena Casapala just a little late closing right there.
Alice Volpe will serve it up for TCU now. Set point for TCU, their 5th one of the set. Off the block, Clark's there. Hendricks blocked. Athena Casapala and Logan Lednicki team up for that one.
Well, Casey, they have been getting beat all night by Evan Hendricks, and finally they come away with the stuff.
That was Logan Lednicki.
Logan Lednicki all over that, and you can see the look on her face. Absolute determination.
Kendall Stowers now back to serve for the Aggies, just gets it over the net. Hendricks tries to tip it. TCU will get it over. Fitch is in, she gets the dig, and that's gonna be the point for the Aggies. Match point now coming up for Texas A&M. Megan Fitch gets blocked, and TCU fought off a match point right there. Thought it was over when they played some scrappy defense.
Huge play by Sylvester and Murphy right here to come away with the block. Megan Fitch just a little low, trying to speed up that arm. Lauren Murphy was all over it, and now Murphy back to serve. Great rotation for the Frogs. But Texas A&M with the home crowd behind them.
Fitch takes it, walk, pushes it to Lednicki, she's blocked, out! Point Texas A&M, and another match point now coming for the Aggies.
What a clutch play by Lednicki. She has been working her butt off on the right side, trying to get that kill, this time using the block to her advantage.
TCU goes back, bringing in Evelyn Archer to set now in the back row. Rosemary Archer, I should say, to set in the back rows. Athena Casapala goes back to serve. Match point for the Aggies. And that's it! Texas A&M held their ground in that 4th set, fought off set point after set point, and comes back and wins the match 29-27. Maybe one of the best matches I've seen them play this year.
Texas A&M will advance to play Louisville, but TCU, what a fight the Horned Frogs were able to put up. Once again, not able to get past the 2nd round, but incredible, incredible fight by TCU and the Horned Frogs. Texas A&M, however, using this home crowd to their advantage and absolutely coming away with an incredible win tonight.
Celebration for Texas A&M, heartbreak once again for TCU in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament.
And how about Athena Casapala to go back there and continue to jump serve, something she has just introduced this year, and to have the perseverance and the composure in order to get that serve over and in aggressively. And then you come away with the overpass tight at the net, and your freshman coming in clutch, making sure that that ball doesn't cross the net.
We're waiting. Logan Lednicki is putting on a headset. Can't wait to talk to her. The senior, 21 kills, .314 hitting percentage. Logan, how are you out of breath?
Can you tell? Can you hear it? Oh my goodness.
Talk about, I mean, you guys fought, you fought so hard in that match. Just talk about that final set. You fought off 6 set points. 2 match points were at your hand and you finally got it. Just talk about what that feels like.
Yeah, I think we were down 9-3
Yes.
at one point, so down 6 points in the beginning of the match. And so we took that timeout, we came back and we were like, we are not letting them take this fourth in our gym in this amazing atmosphere. And we just strung points together. I think that's the biggest thing, is getting runs and not letting them get the runs. So stringing our runs of 3, runs of 4, and letting them only get 1 ball and then turn it back over. So, yeah.
Logan, Megan Fitch, your freshman, comes in. Taylor Humphreys also coming in late in that game.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have bench players who are able to come on in such pressure situations?
It takes everyone. It's not just the 6 on the court. It's the whole 17 or however many we have. In practice, we push each other to the limits, and so seeing them get an opportunity, Megan's like my little sister, T's been here, and I just love her to death. So it means the world getting to see them get this opportunity, like I said, in this amazing atmosphere.
You were going battling against Evan Hendricks all night, outside, right side, block, hit,
Yeah.
back and forth. You had 21 kills, she had 26.
Yeah.
Talk about that battle and what it meant for you personally
Yeah.
to come away victorious.
She is a stud. I mean, we lost the game the first time we played TCU, and that was partially her doing. And so, I don't know, it's fun. Like, as tough as it is, that's why we do it, to have fun, kind of get after each other. And so, all the creds to her. She played an amazing match and made my job really, really hard. So
now you move on to the regional semifinals. You'll play Louisville next weekend.
Yeah.
How long do you get to celebrate this before you turn the page?
I gotta go with tonight. Like tonight, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a good off day tomorrow, and then turn the page to Louisville.
All right. Well, Logan Lednicki, the Aggies win this one in 4. Lednicki, 21 kills in her last match at Reed Arena. Logan,
Very
thank
sweet.
you.
Thank
you
y'all
so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Casey, absolutely incredible job by Logan tonight. Again, 21 kills. Her team coming away with a really, really fun victory.
All right, taking a look at the bracket. We said it already. A&M will face Louisville next weekend in the regional semifinals. The second year in a row that the Aggies find themselves on to the 3rd round. It's an exciting time for volleyball fans in Bryan College Station. Last thoughts, Chelsea.
Last thoughts was what an incredible season for Texas A&M. They were able to finish on a high point at home in front of the 12th man. I'm looking forward to see what they can do as this tournament goes on.
All right. Well, the crowd was into it, and the Aggie volleyball team delivered tonight for that amazing 12th man here in Bryan College Station. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a presentation of ESPN.